Okay, so here's something wild. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander just became one of only 14 players in NBA history to win back-to-back MVP awards. That's a club that includes LeBron James and Stephen Curry.
That's incredible. It's not just about talent, it's about consistency and leadership at the highest level. Let's dive into how he pulled it off.
Welcome to DeActa Daily Digest. I'm Joseph.
And I'm Juniper. Here are today's top stories.
So Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, this guy has been on an absolute tear. He averaged 31.1 points per game this season, second only to Luka Doncic. And it's not just scoring. He added 6.6 assists, 4.3 rebounds, and 1.4 steals per game. Oh, and he shot 39% from three. That's elite.
What really stands out to me is how he carried the Thunder through adversity. They had a league-best 64-18 record, even with key players like Jalen Williams and Alex Caruso missing significant time. Shea didn't just step up, he elevated the entire team.
And he made history along the way. He broke Wilt Chamberlain's record for consecutive games, scoring at least 20 points. That's 127 straight games Wilt's record had stood since the early 1960s. Think about that. Every single game he's delivering.
That's the kind of consistency that defines an MVP. And let's not forget, he was also named the NBA's Clutch Player of the Year. He scored 175 points in clutch situations, those final 5 minutes of close games. That's where legends are made.
And his journey to this point is fascinating. He was the 11th overall pick in 2018, traded on draft night, and then moved to Oklahoma City in the Paul George deal. At the time, people thought the Thunder were rebuilding. Now Shea's the cornerstone of a contender.
And he's only 27. With 2 MVPs, a Finals MVP, and multiple All-Star selections already under his belt, you have to wonder, could he win a third MVP? The Thunder's sustained success makes it a real possibility.
It's possible, but the competition is fierce. Nikola Jokic and Victor Wembanyama were the other MVP finalists this year. Jokic led the league in rebounds and assists, and Wembanyama was a defensive powerhouse, even earning Defensive Player of the Year honors.
True, but Shea's ability to elevate his game in the postseason might give him an edge. He's averaging 29.1 points per game in the playoffs so far. If the Thunder make another deep run, it could solidify his case for future MVPs.
Speaking of high-stakes situations, let's shift gears to the Middle East. Israel's recent airstrikes in southern Lebanon and Gaza have escalated tensions, especially since they came just hours after a ceasefire extension was agreed upon.
Right, and the strikes reportedly killed 6 people in Lebanon, including 3 paramedics. In Gaza, Israel targeted and killed Hamas military chief Izz al-Din al-Haddad. He was a key figure in planning the 2023 attacks that killed over 1,200 people in southern Israel.
Al-Haddad's death is significant. He was a senior commander and a member of Hamas's military council. Israel's army chief of staff called the operation a major success, but it's also raised concerns about the fragile ceasefire.
And it's not just about Gaza and southern Lebanon. The broader context includes a fragile ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon, which Hezbollah has denounced. Both sides accuse each other of violations, and the situation remains precarious.
Adding to that, there's the U.S. angle. Reports suggest that former President Trump was briefed on military options regarding Iran. This comes amid stalled mediation efforts and increasing concerns about a return to full-scale regional conflict.
The involvement of multiple players, Israel, Lebanon, Hamas, Hezbollah, Iran, and even the U.S., makes this a complex and volatile situation. And the civilian toll is devastating. Displacement, loss of life, and the destruction of infrastructure are taking a heavy toll on the region.
It's a grim reminder of how fragile peace can be. And speaking of fragile situations, there's another story involving Israel that caught my attention. Reports suggest that Israel has constructed not 1, but 2 secret military bases in the Iraqi desert.
The first base was reportedly discovered back in March by a Bedouin shepherd. This base was allegedly used to support air operations against Iran and even housed special forces. The second base, according to reports, predates the current conflict and was operational during Operation Rising Lion in 2025.
The secrecy surrounding these bases is intriguing. The Wall Street Journal detailed how the first base nearly came under threat when Iraqi forces approached. Israeli airstrikes reportedly pushed them back, but it's a stark example of how these covert operations can escalate quickly.
And the second base, which was reportedly established as early as 2024, shows how long-term some of these preparations are. It raises questions about the broader strategy and what other undisclosed operations might be underway.
It's a developing story, and I'm sure we'll learn more in the coming weeks. But it underscores the lengths nations will go to in order to secure their interests, especially in a region as volatile as the Middle East.
Absolutely. Whether it's on the basketball court or the geopolitical stage, the stakes are high and the outcomes have far-reaching implications.
So true. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into some of the most compelling stories of the moment.
And thank you for listening. Until next time, take care.